Okay, so then he pulls the frog out of his pants and says, I croaked. And I'm just like, what?
I woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed. The hazy sunrise wraps a veil around my head.
Sometimes when life... Sometimes in life, things like this happen. And sometimes you choke on your teeth. Sometimes when life is going too fast and things don't seem to make sense anymore, like our channel, you need to take a little bit of time, like, do a tea for time, and also have some tea time while having tea time. That's what we're doing today.
Okay. See in the chat.
Today's topic is love, or the lack thereof.
Yes, it is.
Wish I could drink this, but someone likes drinking lava instead of tea.
Trista has a story to tell us, and we're gonna listen, and we're not gonna interrupt.
Thanks, Miss Gonina. So, where should I start with this story?
Start from the beginning.
Like the beginning?
The beginning.
The beginning. So, at the end of my 7th grade year, I started liking a guy, we'll call him Chad. It's
a great story.
That's it. Anyway, and I had been awkward, bullied for years kind of kid, so I didn't really know how to express my feelings more than talking about video games with him on the school bus. Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, you know I'm awkward, but, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so he had started to like me, and we both knew we liked each other. Everyone on the bus knew we liked each other. Even the bus driver knew we liked each other. And everyone was like, when are you guys gonna date? I'm like, what? Date? No. But he called me on the phone before I went to California to visit his dad, and it was like, do you wanna...
It's always California.
Yeah, it's always California. And he's like, do you wanna be my girlfriend? I'm like, yeah. Uh-huh. And we started dating. And then, you might think I'm weird for remembering this, but we started dating, thank you for that. We started dating on June 11th and broke up the following year, May 11th. So we dated 11 years to the day.
11 years?
11 months to the day.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And for an 8th grader, too.
That's like a lot.
So, I was 12 when I got into that relationship, but there was, like, no contact until we got to school, like, 3 or 4 months later. Like, the most we did was go to a movie, and I was with his sisters when we went. And one of them was, like, 18, the other one was, like, is a couple years younger than me. Anyway. So, everything was good, and we were the power couple of our junior high. Now, in 8th grade, every kid has his mindset that if you've been dating for more than 3 months, you're gonna get married. And even he had planned out our children.
That's so weird.
That was scary to me. That was so scary.
That's weird.
And we said I love you and stuff to each other, but it wasn't that. I don't think I was old enough to understand what that is.
You were in 8th grade.
Yeah, I was in 8th. That's
not love.
Yeah, as
Love
simple as it
is-
was, I was in 8th grade. And I'm this kind of person that believes you can fall for someone in 2 years or 2 days or 2 months. But that was not love. I've never been in love.
We discussed what love was yesterday.
Yeah, we did. It's a bag of Doritos at 2 a.m. So he didn't like me hanging out with my friends, but his friends hated me because they would pick on me and I'd throw it right back in their faces. He had this one friend who was making fun of me one time because I kissed Chad, and I grabbed his soda and I threw it on the ground and it started going everywhere. And it was like shooken up and it was like everywhere. And then Chad was like, that was a douche move. And I'm like, yeah, well, your friend is a douche move. And I didn't want to sit with at the big table of guys because I was the only girl sat at that table. So I went and I sat with my other friends, and then Chad wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't make eye contact. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I went and I was laying out on the pavement with my friends. We were laying in the sun. We were enjoying it. And then he sent one of his little friends over and was like, so in front of this huge group of girls, made it this big thing. Chad's breaking up with you. And I said, oh, good. I was going to do that later today on the bus. And then all the girls were like, and girls were crying and people were freaking out. And then I just stayed completely composed. And and then he ran back and he told Chad that, and Chad, that's what we're calling that, Chad. Went back and told Chad that, and I was just like, deal with it. And, yeah. And then a week later, one of my good friends told me she was dating him. And I was like, swerve. This isn't happening. No. And I realized, oh my gosh, I still like him. So then I went up to him and I said, I still want to be with you. So we got back in a relationship, which is something, never do it. I told myself I would never go back to someone if I broke up with them.
That's the cardinal rule.
Especially if we broke up in such a childish way in the first place.
The whole, I'm right with them anyway.
And he sent his friend to do it. Just because he was mad that I didn't sit with him at lunch because I had my own friends. Anyway. Yeah.
Those were the days.
Then we got back together, and then we broke up on May 11th. And
you never told me why you were going to get back with him.
Oh, why were we going to get back together? Because we were stupid and we still liked each other.
Last year.
Oh, last year. Oh, Jesus. Me and him had always been kind of on weird terms where it was like, you always have that soft spot for the first person you dated and the first person you let in like that. And you kind of tell everyone and they like know everything about you. Like, I'm sure if you and me had a huge fight and I left and we didn't talk for like a couple years, we'd see each other and we'd be like, oh, hi. Like, awkward, breaky uppies.
Okay, bye.
Right. Yeah, so it'd be the same thing for us, and we'd want to be friends again, but we would start talking again, and he would flirt, and then I would try not to flirt, but I would flirt, and then he started giving me back rubs
during
at lunch.
the whole,
no.
Mike situation?
Like Wink?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and then Mike, that's another code name for another guy, who I think I'll talk about in a second. Mike, he didn't like it. He was like, you're not going to date that guy. You're not going to date Chad, are you? And I said, no, why would I? And he's like, well, you guys seem like you're getting really close. But Mike was the kind of guy who every time I talked to a guy or a guy would like hug me, he's like, why are you flirting with him? Are you flirting with him? But then he would turn around and tell me all his like love issues. And I'm like, you're stupid.
I don't like Mike.
I don't even like Mike. Moral of that story is don't date someone you broke up with. If there's any AIDS.
Never get back with your ex.
Yeah, seriously. Take that to heart.
Get that tattooed on your chest.
Don't say I love you unless you absolutely know. Don't say it because you feel obligated to.
That's true.
Cheers. Cheers to that. My second relationship, we had dated for 3 months, and the guy said it to me after 2 months. I'm like, I'm not ready to say that. So he got mad at me, broke up with me.
This is not tea, this is vodka.
Warms the soul.
My mother would agree to that.
Third relationship, I went back and forth with, we'll call him Joshua. I went back and forth, liking him, not liking him for 3 years. We dated for a few months. Just to see if we actually would make it. And we didn't, and that was okay. It hurt him because I knew he still liked me, but I got to the point where it's like, I'm not feeling the same way anymore.
That's crazy. And I pushed you to be in that one.
Yeah, and I think that's totally okay. If you're going back and forth like for 3 years like that with a guy,
Yeah.
you just need to find out if it's something you need to pursue or not, so you can just get it out of the way. And I did. I got that out of my system.
And now you're awkward friends.
Side note, I was looking through Twitter yesterday and I was finding all these people's profiles who I went to school with, and I'm like, God, I hope they never find my Twitter. Because that is embarrassing. Because, like, I'll say things on Facebook, but I'll very rarely make a status or something weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I have weird thoughts, it all goes on Twitter. Twitter is the best friend that you don't show your parents.
Yeah.
It's like her.
I was gonna say
She's
that.
my Twitter. My voice is my song. You know, she doesn't like talking about love or feelings when one of your favorite musicals is Moulin Rouge, and it basically says love can conquer all.
Yeah.
Except death.
Oh.
Death kind of ruins it. I want to know what happened to him in the end, because it just has him crying over a typewriter.
He found me.
In an alley.
Yeah. Overdosed on macaroons.
I was going to ask if you were like killing a guy, but that works too. So Veronica, share your love stories.
Love is just...
Game.
Love is... How does it go? Wanna play!
Love is a very merry thing. It's love is all we need. Oh, don't start this.
My love for hammers is great. I've been in a relationship with this hammer for like 3 years now.
That's disgusting.
And we're
Are you
really
wearing Orange is the New
committed.
Black on me?
Oh my god, no! No, that's disgusting. That's disgusting.
My voice is my
Power.
song, and this one's for you. You can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but just sing along. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is. Now you're in the world. I was a sculptor.
I want chocolate.
She's on a vegan cleanse thing. Not my cup of tea. But this is my cup of tea. Since we're on the topic of relationships, what's your favorite pickup line? Mine are all like nerdy.
I don't have one.
Are you a weeping angel? Cause baby, I can't keep my eyes off of you. Are you a Goron? Cause baby, you are hot. That's a Zelda. If anyone actually got that, hit me up. I'm lonely. I'm like the Master Sword. Longer, stronger, and it takes 2 hands to wield me.
Oh my god, Trista, you're disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Comment your favorite
Power.
pickup line and or messed up relationship story down below.
And then we'll read it.
Okay. I have something to share about my relationships.
Okay.
In every single relationship I have been on, before and when I was dating them, I somehow kicked or hit all of them in the nuts. Every single one of them. Even the guy that I was like that I wanted to date, I hit him in the nuts a couple times. It's a rite of passage with me.
If this isn't gonna get you a guy, then I don't know what will.
How to get a guy? Hit him when he's drunk. It assures you a healthy, strong relationship and no kids. Pretty sure Chad can't have kids anymore because of me. I made him puke once.
Ew.
He was tickling me, so I kneed him in the nuts.
Ew. I should do that to my peanuts.
rush into them. Don't rush out of them. Unless bad things happening, which I don't want to get into. But if bad things are happening, get out. Call a friend. Start out